So if you've noticed that as your hair color fades, it turns to a reddish color, this is exactly why. In this video, I'm breaking down the differences between temporary, semi, demi, and permanent hair colors. I'll explain what they are, when to use each of them, as well as how long you can expect them to last. Each of these hair color types serve a purpose, and one is not necessarily better than the other. It's all about choosing the right one for what specific purpose you're trying to achieve. Okay, so let's start with temporary hair color. And yes, temporary and semi-permanent hair colors are in fact different. So temporary hair color refers to color that will wash out completely when it's shampooed. These are often used for events, costumes, or even to conceal grays in between hair coloring services. Now, some examples of temporary hair color are hair chalk, root concealing sprays, hair coloring sprays like for Halloween, or colored hair wax and gels. All right, moving on to semi-permanent color. Now, these are the next step down towards longer lasting hair color. These will deposit color only, meaning they can't lighten the hair and they can only go darker. Because of this, the hair typically needs to be pre-lightened if you have a lighter or brighter color that you want to show up. These will not alter the natural pigment at all, and they will wash completely out of the hair. These colors are not mixed with developer, and they don't contain any ammonia. That being said, they will last a little bit longer than one shampoo. Now, the length of time that they last will be dependent on the color that you choose, as well as the porosity of your hair. If you have very healthy hair, the color is going to last much better than if your hair is damaged and the cuticle is wide open. Now, if you want these colors to last longer, I recommend starting with a darker shade because it's going to fade a little bit each time you shampoo. On average, these will last you typically 2 to 8 weeks, depending on how you care for it as well as the condition of your hair. Now, some examples of semi-permanent hair color are purple shampoos and conditioners, color depositing shampoos and conditioners, which I do use a lot on this channel, and semi-permanent direct dyes such as things like Manic Panic or Arctic Fox. All right, so next up we've got demi-permanent hair color. And this is one of the more lesser known hair color types. If you aren't super familiar with hair colors, you may not have ever heard of a demi-permanent color before. So similar to semi-permanent colors, demi-permanent will deposit only, meaning they will not lighten the hair. And while they are mixed with a very low volume developer, typically 5 volume, they do not contain any ammonia. So this means that they will penetrate the hair a little bit deeper than a semi-permanent color will, but they won't fully alter the chemical composition of the hair. So while they will provide a little bit more longevity than a temporary or a semi-permanent dye, they do typically wash out completely after anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. Now, these are a fantastic option for anyone that just needs a tone added to the hair. These are my go-to color types for anyone that wants to go darker. Now, that being said, if you're looking for full gray coverage, these aren't the greatest option. Because gray hair is typically pretty resistant, you often do need some ammonia and something to permanently alter the hair so that the gray doesn't end up popping back up. These are great for gray blending services, which will mute some of the grays without creating an extreme harsh grow out line in the future. These are also great for people that want to color their hair, but they're sensitive or even allergic to ammonia. Now, some examples of demi-permanent colors are things like toners, glosses, or what we use for root shadowing or color melting. All right, now onto the big one. Let's talk permanent color. Now, permanent color means that the hair is being altered permanently. This contains ammonia and it is changing the chemical composition of the hair until it's grown out and cut off. Now, one thing that people most often get confused about permanent color is that the color itself permanently stays on the hair. And this isn't exactly true. So while the chemical composition of the hair has been permanently altered, the color will still fade. And when the color fades, the underlying pigment of the hair is exposed. And the underlying pigment is always warm. So if you've noticed that as your hair color fades, it turns to a reddish color, this is exactly why. Now, it's important to understand that once the hair has been colored with a permanent color, the only way to lighten it is with bleach. Now, permanent color is best used anytime you're looking to lighten the hair or produce a full coverage of gray. Now, examples of permanent color would be traditional hair color, high lift hair color, or bleach. Now, if you're trying to decide if you should use permanent color, high lift color, or bleach to lighten your hair, see my video above. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Drop a comment below and let me know which type of hair color you're gonna use for your situation. And make sure you subscribe if you wanna make every day a good hair day. Thanks for watching.